Hello friends. So, the Royal Marines ice-breaking drills up in the Arctic Circle in Norway. What is that all about? Hello again. I'm Chris THRALL. I'm a former Royal Marines commando turned author, turned international adventurer, turned extreme endurance athlete. I just wanted to say before I talk about my experience of ice-breaking drills and what it's all about, thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed to the channel. I'm getting a lot of messages, seems to be from either young people saying, Chris, you really tell it like it is. No one's ever told me this about life, about the British Armed Forces before. Or it tends to be possibly people nearer my age that are saying, Chris, like, I've wasted my life. Like, how do I do what you do? If you don't know, I've lived, worked and traveled in 80 countries around the world. I've traveled across all 7 continents. I'm a qualified pilot, qualified skydiver, advanced scuba diver, Antarctic explorer. I've dived with leopard seals and icebergs in the polar circle. I've backpacked through every single country on North, Central and South America. I've driven a bus to India and back. I've worked with street children in war-torn Mozambique. I'm a proud father. Last year I ran 1,000 miles non-stop, the length of Britain, sleeping at the side of the road, an ultramarathon a day without any training. This year I've done a quadruple Ironman, and what I'm trying to say is, like, you're not going to meet anyone like me who's got your best interests at heart. Everybody out in this world is going to try and screw you over because they don't care about you. I'm different. If you don't believe me, send me an email, see if I reply, okay? You know, many of you got your whole life in front of you. You're probably considering a career in the Marines. I can tell you a lot more about that. But moreover, I can help you to smash your goals, right? Like I have. And I did it coming from chronic addiction and chronic mental health illness without anybody helping me whatsoever. No doctors, no medical, no support groups. They said I'd never recover. I said, you live your life, I'm going to live mine. And I really have. But I can't help you unless you subscribe. Okay. Enough said. Thank you for subscribing. Let's talk about the Royal Marines ice-breaking drills.
There, we'll call them over to the ice hole. We'll explain the safety. So they'll put the safety rope over their shoulder, and that secures them to us should there be a problem. And from there, then we'll give them the kit. So they've got a Bergen, which is on one shoulder, so they're not tied into that kit, and they can jettison it should they need. And then they'll simply put their feet into the bindings, grab a set of ski poles in their right hand, and then enter the ice. Once they're into the water, they'll turn back the way they've entered into the ice, so they'll always come back to an area that they've known. The first part of the drill will be for them to get their kit out of the water. Before they get out, they'll shove their ski poles into the ice with the spikes, and then we'll get them to say their name, rank and number. What this does is it shows us that they're in control of their body, that they're confident in there, and they're happy in their surroundings.
And did I mention that one of the commando attributes is maintaining a sense of humour when you're facing adversity?
When I get the feeling, I want sexual healing, sexual feeling, baby. Ooh! Is that to your satisfaction, Sergeant?
That was bullshit.
Once that's complete, they'll use the spikes on the bottom of the ski poles, and they'll dagger themselves out, kicking their legs at the same time. They'll get out of the ice and jettison their kit. They'll take the rope off, and then they'll run towards the bar. On the way to the bar, They'll often roll in the snow. This takes away all of the excess water, soaks that up, and then they're able to go on to the bar for their shot of rum. They'll taste the queen down the rum, which is often the hardest part of the drill itself, and then they'll carry on to the warm tent where they'll get themselves changed into their spare clothing that's already ready, good to go.
Now, I did mine, whoa, way back when. What's the idea behind it? When you're in Norway, up there in the north, near the Arctic Circle, or you might be in the Arctic Circle, there's an awful lot of lakes that in the winter that are frozen, right? So when you go on your Arctic warfare training in the Marines, which takes about 4 weeks to do the training, and then after that you're no longer a novice. You go and join the rest of your company, and you go and you begin to exercise with them, right? But before you can go and exercise on your skis, carrying your massive Great Bergen, you need to know what happens if you break through one of those frozen lakes by mistake. So the idea behind ice breaking drills is you go through the ice, you can learn how to stay calm, and you can get yourself out of there, because if you don't, you ain't gonna live very long, right? And even if you get out, you've got to have your equipment so you can quickly get changed into warm gear before you freeze to death. So the way it works is you go through the ice, you turn around, you come back the way that you came, you use your sticks to pull yourself out, and you make sure you've thrown your Bergen out before you get out, so that it's there and it doesn't get washed away, right? When I did it, I was at a place called Jendesheim in Norway. It's a very small kind of ski hotel, I suppose you'd say, or at least it's a ski hotel in the winter. Guessing it's a summer walkers hotel in the summer, right? We got told Saturday morning ice breaking drills. To be honest, the thought of going into frozen water isn't really appealing, is it? But for some reason, you just do that stuff in the Marines and you don't think about it. It's kind of what you're trained for. There's no way you're going to say no. And I don't think anybody in the history of the Royal Marines has ever said no. So let that be a warning to you, right? If you've got medical grounds, you'll get off. So if you've got the flu or something, you're excused. So on that Saturday morning, you put on some thermal underwear, you put on your white camouflage ski top and bottom, which is just a very flimsy, like parachute, like a silk fabric, right? And you stick on a pair of trainers and your hat, and you go down to the lake. And what they've done over the course of that morning is they've got chainsaws and they've cut a square, so say like a 6 foot by 4 foot square. Sometimes it's a bit bigger. Doesn't matter, right? And you each take it in turns. You get a rope strapped around you. You put on a pair of skis, but with the clasps undone, right? You put a Bergen over one shoulder. Obviously, you don't take your weapon, because if you lose a weapon, it's a very serious offence in the Marines, right? And there's no point doing this, right? So there it is. You've watched a couple of people go before you. You get a few show-offs. Some people will jump in and they'll stay really calm, while others will really be like, blah, 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 blah. One guy, I remember, he dived in and he swam, not under the ice obviously, but he swam across this pool underwater. Then he swam back again, then he swam back again, then he swam back again, and then he got himself out. When it was my turn, yeah, it was, you just don't think, seriously, your kind of mind's gone a bit blank, a bit too blank really, because you've got to remember how to get out, and that's what kind of probably what I messed up. The reason you've got the skis on loose is when you cross a lake, you undo the bindings. So should you go through the ice, your skis aren't gonna pull you down, right? And also, you only put the Bergen on one shoulder for exactly the same reason, so you can get it off quickly. So this is the way that you're set up to do the ice breaking drills. I went in, I turned around, my friend was taking a photo, so I made sure, like, you know, we got a few good photos, and I was fine. To be honest, the water didn't really shock me in like as much as I thought it would, right? When I turned around, I threw the Bergen out, and then I just climbed out quite easily. And a lot of guys really struggle with this. But because I climbed out easily and I didn't use my skis to pick the spikes on the skis to pick my way out, the corporal or the mountain leader in charge, that's an ML, right? He pulled me back in, so I had to do it all over again. And he's shouting, use your skis, use your skis. And then you roll in the snow and that gets the water off. Then you run up to your accommodation, but on the way, you get a rum, which it's a really large tot. It's probably about 3 measures, right? And then you go back to the accommodation and have a nice hot shower or get in the sauna. For some reason, I didn't even know about the rum. You were supposed to run up to the hotel and they had it on the front desk. Nobody told me, so I ran back to the accommodation. By the time I got there, so many people had done the drill. The showers were freezing cold, so I didn't even get to have a nice warm shower. So, yeah. So now you know, if you ever fall through the ice, you know what to do, right? But if you don't want to do it the way that I just told you, you can do it like this.
Hey! What a honking creature! Careful, Tom. 2011, isn't it? That's one, smile, mate. Smile. 18 to go. You can't see under that now. Come on, mate. A couple more than them. Come on, Thomas Ices. Come on, lad, keep going. Slowing him down. A couple more, that's beautiful. Oh, lovely. It's your boat now. That's got to be. Come on, Royal. That's it, all right, lad. Well, mate, go forward. Right, get out now then, you fucking walrus.
Friend, thank you for watching my video. I'm the only person I know that has ticked every item off my bucket list, and I did so coming back from chronic addiction with no help from anybody. Now I want to pass those skills on to you, but I can't help you unless you help me and hit the subscribe button. So please do so, and let's go and smash this world together.